Hi everyone! So this week I am going to talk about ear reconstruction. This will be, I guess, sort of a series because I need it done and then I want it done, 2 separate procedures. So yeah, let's start. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is keloids, because this is what this procedure journey involves. I have probably one of the worst keloids. No, I have the worst keloid that I have ever seen in my life. In person, I've seen some awful ones that are like 100 times worse than what I have. But I have a really bad keloid. And I don't show it very often, but it is kind of, I guess, necessary for this video. So basically what happened is, before I turned, actually I guess this was of legal age, because I went with my friends to a piercing shop and I wanted to get my tongue pierced, but I got my second my second lobe pierced, because at that shop you had to be 19 to get intimate piercing, and tongue piercings were considered an intimate piercing. I don't know, everyone else I talked to thought it was weird, but and I thought it was weird, but good thing I didn't get it because it keloided really bad. And I know in previous videos I've mentioned that all of my piercings have keloided, but this one was like the worst. And compared to what I have now, it still wasn't that bad. If I can find a picture, I will insert it. Yeah, so that's that. And then 5 years, and then I was working at a tattoo shop, and the piercer that I was working with at the time was like, oh yeah, don't worry, I can just cut it off. And so he sliced it off, because there was like one on the front and one on the back. Like the keloid went all the way through the ear. So he's like, yeah, let's slice it off. Me, knowing nothing about keloids at the time, was like, that sounds like a great idea because I want this gone. He sliced it off. That was a fun time. And it was great for like 6 months until it started growing back. And then 8 months, a year and a half later, it was like double the size, then triple the size, and now it's 4 times the size, and this is now what it looks like. It has actually pushed the jewelry that I was wearing. I had a CBR, 10 gauge CBR in it, and it actually pushed it out of my ear. So if you can, sorry, I guess I forgot to mention that there is some graphic content in this video, but it actually, this is the hole. This is not part of my ear anymore. My ear goes here and like down here, and this keloid grew so big and it just pushed the actual jewelry out of my ear. So once I get this chopped off, I will no longer have a second lobe, right? I thought it was actually gonna like develop necrosis and like fall off, but no, it just pushed it out, and now it's just like this big keloid. That's the exit point. So yeah, that's really nasty, and that's what my ear looks like now. My lobe is pretty healthy. I did downsize from 1 inch. It's now at whatever, half an inch. It's at whatever one size less than 1 inch is. I honestly forget. I haven't stretched in like 2 years. So yeah, this is what my ear looks like now. So I do have an appointment with the hospital because I live in Canada and like that sort of shit's free. So I did talk to my piercer and go do it, but the procedure is going to be like so much. And last time I did talk to him about it, I didn't have a job. So I was like, yeah, I can't afford that. So I went to the hospital, and the appointment's coming up at the end of this month. So at the end of this month, I'm going to get it sliced off. And basically what you have to do with a keloid like this is like completely cut it out. So like cut this way, cut that way, and then sew the 2 ends back together. That's going to be my first procedure. Or something like that. I'm going to go to the hospital. If they're not going to do it that way, if they're just going to cut it out, which I doubt they are, because hospitals, they're pretty smart with stuff like this. So if they're not going to do it, then I'm just going to, you know, bite the bullet, save up, and go to my piercer to get it. So that's going to be a future thing that's going to happen. If I can record it, I will. If not, I will record the healing process for you guys, because, you know, that's the best I'll be able to do. And then the next procedure is I do want to go to 1/2 inch. I do like my job. I do plan on spending a couple more years there anyway. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead, bite the bullet, and scalpel my ears to 1.5 inches. But I'm gonna do that once the keloid removal is gone, because that's like way too much. I might stretch back up to 1 inch. It's only one size, but because I'm wearing like my 2 different plugs, which is kind of, you know, I get a lot of compliments on the 2 different earrings, but I personally don't like it. I would rather have 2 of the same. So I might stretch this back up. But yeah, I don't know. My lobe is healthy. I'm just really scared to stretch it because of, you know, I don't want it to interfere or get too close to this and complicate things with removing this. I'm sure you can understand. So yeah, and then I'm gonna scalpel these and maybe remove the bottom piece of cartilage here. What is it, bottom tragus? I don't actually know the term, but just like remove the bottom part of my ear so that I can have a nice, thick, healthy, triangular lobe, because I personally find that more attractive than just like really large, stretched ears. I like them scalpeled anyway. And I'll get into that once we get there, but there are actual personal reasons why I would rather have scalpeled ears over stretched ears at large gauges. Anyhow, well, sorry to disgust you all. I hope at least some of you found that sort of interesting. That's my deep, dirty secret, dark, dirty, secret. And that's also why I wear super flared, super big plugs, just to hide it, and my hair to the side, even though I have a mohawk-ish dreadhawk and would like to wear it as such. I don't do that because of the nastiness that is growing on my ear. Okay, so yeah, I hope that was entertaining. Subscribe if you want to see more. I post videos every Tuesday. Like this if you were grossed the fuck out. What is the nastiest thing that's ever happened to you, or any horror story that you have? Or have you had keloids? Tell me down below, because I want to know if I'm like the only one going through this sort of thing. Like, what's the most annoying keloid you have ever had? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next week.